CIO back then, I was responsible for managing the infrastructure of the bank and responsible for operations. And now, as a CTO, I'm responsible for solution delivery. So I'll be working with the likes of you, software development. That is an area I was in, interestingly enough, before I went to Ghana. So I'm back at home working with the developers. And so when I saw the invitation to come, I'm like, oh, all right. So I'm back in the midst of, I like the person that spoke and said software developers are functioning in the same capacity as God, creators. And many years ago when I joined the industry, I actually started off as a software developer. So I've been many things, but that was the beginning, software development. And there's always this joy. After all the agonizing hours of reading through codes, when the thing finally works and then we shout, that is also always exciting. And when I joined the bank, one of the things that give me joy is when I look at things that I've created that have lasted, that the bank has used to generate revenue. There's always that pride that I did that. I was part of that. And when the finance people are rolling the numbers, there's that sense of pride that yes, if not for my effort, that probably won't be that line in the P&L. So today, my task is very simple, and is to share with you tips on how you can navigate and build a successful tech career. Can I have the points of that? So I have like 3 decades now of experience in tech, and so I believe I'm qualified to speak on it. And I have a lot of friends who are in the same discipline. And so I'll be sharing tips from my experience and from their experience, just to see, just to help you, so that you know that it is possible. You can actually have a very great career in tech. And as you become inducted into this global community of creators, just know that there are heights to be attained, but there are prices to be paid. So, the journey to the top. I have just one slide, just one. I was telling Grace yesterday, I think it's just one slide, but I hope that one slide will be sufficient to tell my story. So, look at this individual who is about to embark on a journey, and put yourself in that position. There's a northern star to be attained, which is like the zenith, of the career. So what are the things that this individual needs as he climbs on the steps leading to the top? The early stage, whether you are going to remain as a techpreneurship, i.e. you are going to work for yourself, or you want to work within a corporate setting. And as you get to the middle, what are the things that you will need? And what are those things that will take you to the very top of the tech career? Many things, but I've been given 20 minutes, so I'm going to just speak to just 6 things, all right? The first thing that you will need, of course, is vision. You need to have defined career goals for yourself. I'm sure you have heard of these motivational speakers. Without a vision, the journey will be aimless. So somebody can come and say, oh, there's a job here in a place like that. If it does not align with your goal, then you can say, no, I don't want. But where there is no goal, you will take it. And that thing may actually be a dead-end job, or something that will truncate, your journey. So you must have a vision, you must craft it, it must be measurable, it must be something that you can look at and review, and it's not static, all right? Because one of the things you must have, one of the qualities you must have as a software developer is adaptability. I laughed when somebody said it among the, but I hope he knows what it means. It means that you must be adaptable because you are in a rapidly evolving discipline. The things I learned when I was in school, then I read that I studied at Unilag, and computer science and mathematics were in the same faculty. The languages that were taught in computer science classes then, they are obsolete now, no longer relevant. Toss to the dustbin of history. When I started working, the things we were using then have also disappeared. There are new languages, there are new things that are coming up, and they are changing every day. So your vision must be such that every 6 months or thereabouts, you go back and review it. Is it still relevant? Can I actually push for more? All right? When I came to banking, I was, before I came to banking, I was in an IT firm, and I'd become the ED. But I wanted something more because the organization had become too small for me. I was asking myself, I had become like a crocodile, but in a very small pond. And I was asking myself, can I actually thrive in a bigger environment? That was a challenge for me, and that was why I joined First Bank. All right? And as long we have it, because I have that vision, I've actually attained that, what I've set out for myself. So First Bank is big. If I mention that IT firm, maybe many of you will not know. But there's no way I go that I mention First Bank and people will not know. All right? So what propelled me to this point is my vision. And that vision was not the vision I had when I started the journey. It was a vision that was refreshed on account of a book I picked that I read. That I saw that a lady who was not an IT person actually became MD of, HP. All right? And that was the driving force. So I refreshed the vision and I changed it and I worked at it. So you must have a vision. If not, you will find out that you may not, transcend this point. So the vision is important. The Holy Book says, my people perish for lack of vision. All right, the other thing is learn. Guys, you have come into a discipline where a lifelong learning is required. So don't just give a sigh of relief and say, oh, we're through with semicolon. No, you have just started learning. You have just started learning. And learning is something that you need to do. If not, you become a dinosaur. All right? So in the technology world, every day is a learning opportunity. You have to learn. You have to acquire knowledge. And the good thing is that these days you have platforms that are free, where you can actually reach out for resources to aid your learning. You must be curious. Curiosity is what is giving rise to innovation. So you must ask yourself constantly, can I do this thing in a better way? Can I do it in a different way? Those are the things that are giving rise to the innovative technologies that we see today. So you must be part of that community and you must be ready to contribute to that community. Are you with me? So you shouldn't just be okay with consuming things. You must learn. Some people set a very low threshold of learning for themselves. And that is a disservice because God has given us amazing capacity in this thing that we have up here. So don't shortchange yourself. Be ready to learn. Be curious. And we are in a paper society. So again, you must go for certifications. You must go for the things, whatever it is that will reinforce the fact that you are an authority. You must go for it. So learning is important and it's something that will take you far. When you sit or when you stand and talk to people, let them be left with no doubt about your capability as a person. When they leave your presence, let them know that, oh, I've just met with an authority. That will come from, the lessons that you learn. And sometimes people will come, vendors, they will come. One guy will come and you are just waiting for the guy to leave because nothing new is being added. But another chap will come and will talk, you don't want him to go because you feel as if you are learning from that person. Be that person that people will want to listen to. Be that person that people will want to, they are craving your presence because they have the impression that you are adding to them. So, the next one is soft skills. Now, this is very important because I've worked with so many people, so many developers in the past. Back when I was head of solution development for the bank. And amazing individuals, very cerebral, but poor attitude. And when I look back, most of those guys have not gone far. They believe that their technical knowledge is sufficient, to take them to the top, but unfortunately, they've actually dropped by the roadside. The guys that have great technical skills with great attitude are the ones that today are actually sitting at the pinnacle of their careers. So you must also take soft skills in your journey to the top. Communication is one of the soft skills that you must have. All right? We have guys who are very good, who can code very well, but when it is time to present their solution, they cannot articulate, and people, you are forcing the guy, you are forcing the words out of their mouth. And then you have somebody who has done maybe a fraction of what they have done, and that one is speaking so eloquently, and people are clapping. So what happens? The guy with the good idea don't go far. But the ones that can speak very well and also can code very well, then you have a good combination to take them to the top faster than the guy who only has half of that ability. Are you with me? Collaboration is also a soft skill that you must have. Major programs, tech programs require collaboration. But there are some guys that people don't want to work with. There are some guys that people run away from. You put them in a squad and people are saying, no, please. And like they say in Ghana, ask for this person, please take him out. All right, they don't want to work with them because of arrogance, because of their off-putting attitude. Don't be like that. Be the individual that people are raising their hands and say, please, let me be in the team, in the squad that this person is. Because what you see is that if you're not a great team player, what will go round? What will go round? And before, it's a very small world. All right? I've seen people that, they left me in First Bank, they haven't done well, whatever, and then they go to GT, they go elsewhere. In fact, I've seen people who call me from the UK or from other countries saying, hey, I have this guy who said he or she used to work in First Bank. What kind of person is he? Hey, what kind of person? Run away from him. All right? They thought that, they left me for good. All right? They thought that, we are, once I leave First Bank, that's the end of it. But what they don't know is that people move around. What goes round? Be that individual that your fellow team players or your supervisors will be so great to write a befitting, a glowing tribute about. What other soft skills do you need? Many of them. Empathy, emotional intelligence, know not to take people for granted, know not to make people feel bad. These are things, that add up to your journey to the top. So it's not just the technical skills alone. You need to have soft skills. Next is flexibility. Be flexible. You started out to be, I want to be a front-end developer. All right? But as things changes and you notice your flair for things, be ready to pivot. Be ready to change. Don't be rigid. Because that will also help. The guys that say, I want to be a database administrator and nothing else, they find out that 10 years later, the best they are is a very senior database administrator. Whereas guys that have branched out, who are considered as T talents, i.e. they have the depth and the breadth of what is there, not only technical skill and other things, they are doing far better than the guys who are on a narrow path. So be flexible, so that your career projections can also be broadened. Be flexible. Next is network. You need to build strategic alliances as you progress in your journey. Look for people who have very good values, people who have very sound vision. Team up with them. Build quality relationship with them. You never know where those guys will be. And then they remember that, oh, I was in Semicolon with this person. They are looking for someone. I said, please look for that guy. If you can find him, I think he will be relevant for this job. But if you have messed up relationship, you know, back when you were in Semicolon, they'll be reluctant to recommend you. So networking is going to help you in your journey to the top. If you don't, you are the recluse, the one that doesn't want to mingle with others. Please drop that and learn to embrace relationship. Next is performance. Performance. I can tell you for free, every leader, every manager is the hunter of resources. But not just any resource. It is that individual who is a super performer. We call them stars. Those guys that are able and are willing. In terms of ability, they are up there. In terms of attitude, they are this place. We are looking for such resources. But funny enough, it's a shadow pool. And so the few that we have, people grab them. So performance is what will make you stand out. In an organization that is filled with thousands of people, in a team, right now today I think I have full staff of my head count for core staff, for developers, is around 85. And then I have outsourced staff double of that number. But in that pool of many people, I can tell you there are stars that shine in them, among them. I have like a group of 20 people that they are just fantastic guys. Those are the guys you are ready to walk through fire for. Why? Because they are super performers. Be that kind of person. When it is time to do appraisal and whatever, you don't write too many stories about such, because the achievements speak for themselves. Be a performer. If you are a performer, then the journey to the cloud and the journey to the top will be faster than the people that are just using mouth to what they say. They say fake it till you make it. You can't do that in software development. You either write good codes or horrible codes. We deploy your code and then there is like we say, oh no, the thing has exploded. I'm not going to entrust you with a very critical assignment next time. Alright? And by the time you do it 2 or 3 times, you will be called for a meeting. Don't you think if you go and pursue a career in, do you understand? Politely and in a very calm manner. Are you sure you don't want, because this is not a discipline where you need to just put on powder and sit. You need to apply the brain cells. So performance is key, and that's depends on what I've said before. The learning and learning and learning and learning that must not stop. Now, aside those is also, as you do, don't burn out. You are useless to people if your energy level is low. So you must find a way of managing your life such that you recognize the things that are important to you. You have your jar of life and you put your rocks in it. The big rocks are the things that matters. The small ones are the ones that they are okay, they are part of life, but if they don't happen, you will not die. Are you with me? Do you get what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. All right. For me, family is key. It's one of my big rocks. So my work is also key. It's one of my big rocks. Social events is important, but it's not a biggie for me. All right. So if a colleague says his father-in-law is dead, he wants to do a funeral, and I've committed to going, but somehow I can't make it, I won't feel as if my life is spiraling out of control. Do you get it? It's important because it's nice. I mean, my friend here, my colleague will appreciate my coming. But if I can't make it, I'll feel bad. But life has not ended. Do you get it? You must learn to compartmentalize your life like that, so that you can give sufficient time to the things that matters. So if having a successful career in tech is important, then let it occupy a big space. Meaning that you don't compromise on the time you set aside for learning, the time you set aside for contributing to the community of developers. So that is important. And finally is that as you progress in the journey, you must constantly seek for feedback. Don't get too self-important and you are giving yourself pass mark. I am good. I know it. They don't need to tell me. I just know I'm good. Ask for those who are consumers of your services, consumers of your performance, to give you that feedback. How are you doing relative to others? Because there's always that opportunity to improve. So I wish you all the very best. And I pray that when I see you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you will have moved remarkably on your journey. Thank you very much.